All right, injuries. Trent Williams, high ankle sprain. Tom Compton, MCL sprain. Chris Chester, toe sprain.
Obviously, it's been a real tough year, and you've gotten to the end of it. But there are so many things in that game from an evaluation standpoint that I would take it would be difficult for you. Where do you start when you look at this film? The defensive performance, Robert's performance, other aspects. I mean, what are you looking at this game when you start to break down this film?
Everything. We have a lot of time now, which is good and bad. Bad we're not playing anymore, but good in the fact that we can evaluate a lot of players, and we've went through a lot of players this season, both sides of the ball. So it's going to be a process, and it takes time, and we don't plan on doing this in a day or 2 days. We plan on taking this very seriously and taking a long time to do it. So everybody, top to bottom in this organization, is going to get evaluated, and it's going to be thorough evaluation. And moving forward, we hopefully we make good, sound choices, and the team we're going to bring back next year, and the players, coaches, everything.
Coach, I think 2 years ago, 2012, this was a team that you guys dominated. Today, it looks like these are two franchises going in totally opposite directions. My question, how far do you think your ball club is from being the caliber of what Dallas is now? How far away are you?
Well, today wasn't very good, obviously, but we split with them in the regular season. They're 12-4, we're 4-12, so right now we're far away. They're going to the playoffs, we're not. We're not very close to them right now. They played a consistently good football season. They were very sound fundamentally in what they did. They ran the ball. They were able to throw the ball with efficiency, and they played good, sound defense. And that's why they're advancing it as a number 3 seed, and that's why we're not advancing. So we had a lot of work to do. Situational football. We had to evaluate our players, our staff. We have everything to do. So we're going to wrap our arms around this thing and take the challenge and move forward.
Jay, I know you guys are limited in terms of the CBA, in terms of pads, tackling, all that. Tackling hasn't been that big of an issue this year, but it was atrocious today. Is that the worst you've probably ever seen?
It was bad. The first half was as bad as we've seen around here for a long time. They had 300 yards offense and 80-yarder called back, so it was bad. Second half, we got after them a little bit in the locker room. They came out and played a very spirited second half. Very happy the way they came out in the second half and competed. Gave our offense, gave our team a chance to win. If I don't go for it on 4th and 2, we kick a field goal. The game could be different. But at least they came out in the second half, with the exception of the last long touchdown run. They competed.
Jay, your guys have talked about going out there and fighting, putting up a good effort as they go out. When you looked at the effort, did you see the type of effort you were hoping for or expected from these guys?
I thought the first half I was concerned. I really was. I was concerned with the missed tackles, the poor pursuit angles. I was concerned with a lot of the balls in the air, and we're not playing them the way we should. But second half, I was pleased with that they competed. I think both sides of the ball competed their butts off. It's just we didn't make enough plays in crucial situations to win that game, especially on offense. We got 4th and 2 down there, 3rd and 2, 2nd and 2, we fall down. We got a lot of chances to make plays and change the outlook of the football game, but we just didn't do it. But
Jay,
I think they competed, if that's what you're asking.
Jay, you preach self-awareness. When you look back at the season, at your role and your job this season, how would you say you did this year?
Well, you're judged on wins and losses. We've said that all along. Every coach is. And when you're 4-12, obviously it's a poor grade. So not getting the most out of our players. We're not getting enough victories, and that's the bottom line. So it's our job here as coaches, and my job as a head football coach to do a better job of motivating not just the players, the staff, everybody, to get the most out of the players and figure out ways to win games on Sunday.
Jay, Breland had a great game against Dallas a couple weeks ago, and it seemed like this game Dallas made a conscious effort to put Dez on the other side to go up against David Amerson. It doesn't seem like defensively you guys, made any counters to that or to get Breland on Dez Bryant. Were you surprised by that?
Well, the first one was a cover 0 play, and David was right there. He just missed a tackle. Just unfortunate. It was a great run by Dez, and we just got to try to slow him up and wait for the cavalry to get there and get the pursuit there. But unfortunately, it was a missed tackle by David, and David is really a good tackler usually. The second one was David was in great opportunity. He was in great position to make a play. It was an unbelievable throw away from the corner, and Dez made a great adjustment on it. But I don't think those two plays were really indicative of how David played. And then last play of the fourth quarter, was a deep scramble drill play that we let the quarterback out of the pocket, and David looked like he was the one on that one also. But we didn't feel like it was necessarily a need to switch. We weren't, when you're playing zone and some of the cover twos and all that stuff, it really doesn't matter.
Coach, what are some of the positive building blocks you feel like you've established this year, or stuff that you can kind of carry over into next year? Do you feel that
Well, I hope that our consistent approach to how we work and how we prepare and how we train will carry over, have some effect. But we need to change a lot. You know, I honestly think if you don't change something, you're probably going to get the same results. So there's going to be some change going on, and that's something we got to look at. We got to figure out a way to do better on third down, better on ball security, better running the football. We got to do a better job on defense, getting after the quarterback, third down, special teams. We got a lot to do. A lot's got to change, and it starts in the weight room and how we train, and it goes all the way up until how we practice habits. So we got to really take a long look at what we're doing and make sure we change just enough to challenge these guys and motivate these guys so we get more out of them.
You sort of addressed the question I was going to ask. Last year the team was outscored by 144. This year 137. Those are the two biggest margins of defeat in more than 50 years, back to back. Does that mean that what you were just saying, looking at the team, the basic talent level of the team, is also something that you have to do? And words like rebuild that we never hear here, are they going to have to be faced?
Well, there's some. We do have to face a lot of things, you know, and luckily we have some picks in the draft this year that are pretty high, and you know, it starts there. And then it starts at free agency, and it starts with evaluating our talent and figuring out who we want to move forward with next year. And that starts, like I said, very soon. So that process, you know, I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus and say we need to upgrade this, and this right now. You know, I think it's just a matter of a total team retool and just look at everybody, everything, and figure out what we can do. Big thing is trying to get some people healthy around here, and then moving forward and figure out who's going to be here and who's not.
The problems on defense, would you say it's a coaching problem or the players at this point?
I'm not going to say it's a problem. You know, it's a problem. When it's a problem, it's a Redskins problem. It's not any one person's problem. It's not any individual, any linebacker, defensive line. It's a Redskins problem. It's an offense, defense, special teams problem, and we're going to approach it together and fix it together.
We're going to take a look at the film, but Robert Griffin III's performance today, did you see any growth in him? Did you see any positives in his play, and basically just overall reaction to his performance today?
Well, you know, I got to check out the film. You know, it's just like I said, you know, I think he's out there trying his best, and that starts right there. We got to get his best effort from him, and unfortunately, we got down 17 points again rather quickly, and weren't able to have the balance that we would necessarily like. And I probably got away from the run a little bit too quickly again. But for the most part, he made some decent throws, and you know, as usual, when you watch him on the sideline, it's hard to tell. But there are some plays I think he wished he had back, and as do I. Wish I had back calling.
Jay, an onside kick there. There's been a couple of, I guess, special teams issues down the stretch here. Is there any one particular thing that you can put a finger on as to why teams that you guys are going against are getting you guys constantly?
I don't know about constantly. I mean, yeah.
Several times.
Yeah, a couple times, yeah. It was a great kick by their kicker, and Robinson just took off and misjudged the roll and didn't get it. It was a great call by their special team coach, Rich Bisaccia. So it's something, you know, it's just another thing that we have to address, man. But every problem that we have is going to be addressed in-house, and that's what we're going to do. And we're going to fix it as a group, as a staff, and then move forward to next year.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.